If your life had a soundtrack, what songs or what music would be on that soundtrack? And more importantly, do the songs or does the music match the vibe or the feel that you want for your life? Think about it. How important is a soundtrack to a movie? Or even TV shows that have like a well-known jingle or their theme song or something along those lines. We really do associate it with the movies and with the shows, right? Because they have a feel, they match the ones that we remember well, match really align with the feeling and the overall messaging of the show or the movie. So think about your life as a movie and what soundtrack would you put? Would you choose to have for your life? That's what we'll be talking about in this week's episode for, along the lines of manifesting with music, thinking about it like a soundtrack. So let's get going. Welcome to the Rebel Manifestors podcast, where we flip the script on manifestation by focusing on becoming the badass already living your dreams. If you're done playing small and are ready to live out loud as the rock star of your own damn life, then you are in the right place. This isn't about waiting for the universe to drop magic in your lap. It's about taking up space, cranking up the volume on your vision, and making shit happen on your terms. The life you dream about is not out of reach. It's waiting for you to show up, own it, and live it. Hello, and welcome back to this episode of the Rebel Manifestors podcast. I'm Patty, your manifestation coach, mentor, all things rebel manifesting here for you. And like I said in the intro, we're going to be talking about music and how it can be your secret or not so secret weapon for manifesting like a rock star, like to help you really embody and step into being and showing up as the person already living the life that you have created or are creating on your vision boards or in your imagination or in your journaling, wherever it is that you are creating. So, just to kind of kick off with a fun fact, little story, a song, because music, let me preface this, I guess. Music is one thing that can instantly change our mood, right? It can instantly boost our mood. It can instantly make us think of certain occurrences or things in our lives. It is just a very quick way to our emotions in any way. Like, yeah, if we want to feel sad or if we do feel sad, or the song or music can make us feel sad, happy, scared, all the things, right? Without even having words a lot of the times. But just for a fun fact, a song that I have several playlists, and that is something that I will talk to you over some in this episode and then over time as well, creating various kinds of playlists for yourself. So I have several different playlists that I have created, and this song is on several of them, on more than one, let me just say. So the song is Old Time Rock and Roll by Bob Seger. Now, I share this one because this is a song that instantly always changes or improves my mood. Even if I'm feeling good or not necessarily feeling bad, it's a song that definitely always gets me feeling good, singing along with it, dancing around, even if I'm in the car, do a little bit more dancing around. So this is a song that instantly has like those positive feelings for me. And so if you have a song, what is your song or what is a song? Because I think we probably all have more than one. But what's a song that instantly changes your mood or your energy? Like if you're feeling kind of down and it's a song that gets you going, like maybe Eye of the Tiger, a Rocky song. I'm a big Rocky Sylvester Stallone fan. So now you know that about me. So first of all, the power of music in manifestation. It is a really cool tool to use intentionally and to incorporate in your manifesting because what I started talking about, think about how it influences your emotions, energy, and mindset, right? Like it can be motivating. It can be motivating and help get us through a challenging time. It can help us process emotions if it's difficult to feel sad or it's something that you hold off. Listening to music that evokes those emotions is a really healthy way of feeling the emotions, allowing yourself to feel them and process them as well. So, music, like I said, is a quick, like almost instant connection to our emotions, and it can help shift or support a positive mindset or shifting our mindset when we do it, when we use it and incorporate it intentionally. So, there is also science behind this. I am not a super science nerd, but I did look up some of the things, some of the aspects of science and how it connects with our emotions. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm keeping it super simple. I'm not going into techie terms because really that is not how I approached it. I did just want to be sure to share and include that there is science that backs up that music and emotions have a really close relationship or an intertwined, intermingled. I don't know what the right word for that is, but they have a definite relationship and correlation. Maybe that's the better word. Correlation, because sound frequencies um, affect our brain waves. Is that how I wrote it right? Sound frequencies um, yes, affect our brain waves and how music affects our subconscious through it connecting or affecting our brain waves. I don't know if I said that accurately because the way I wrote this on my notes, looking at it, I think I was trying to consolidate it, make it short, but I just didn't understand my own my own notes, and that happens. That happens. I do have other information to share with you, more substantial information. So, the subconscious mind absorbs repetition. So it notices repetition even when we don't consciously or not aware of the repetition. So, like the rhythm of a song, it recognizes that. It takes that, it notices it even if we're not doing it. A lot of times, think about if you catch yourself tapping your foot or, tapping along. It's like when you didn't intentionally do it, that is your subconscious mind catching that rhythm, catching that repetition and connecting with it. And so a lot of times lyrics work the same way. So it doesn't have to have words, but lyrics can work the same way because they are repetitive. Like a chorus repeats, and usually a chorus is tied to the main theme of the song. Not always, but a chorus is repetitive, and so we notice that, and we can catch the rhythm or the tune of a song, right? We recognize it in other places, like when we hear it on the radio somewhere else, or when it comes on, we have that connection. We recognize it because our subconscious knows and recognizes that repetition, that rhythm. Whether you're realizing it, you consciously are aware of it or not. And so when or if you continuously or constantly are listening to songs about struggle and sadness and heartbreak or nothing ever works out, your subconscious adopts or kind of takes on, it absorbs, maybe that's a good word, absorbs those messages. And well, maybe not unfairly, but you know how people have that association with country songs. They always say, "Oh, your dog died," and all these other things. And that's a terrible example to use. But I'm sure you've heard that commentary about how nothing goes right in country songs. And a lot of times, that might be true, but those are songs that are processing, or the songwriter is expressing emotions. And it's not all of them, because there are some fabulously upbeat and happy and amazing country songs as well. But when you listen to messaging, your subconscious also absorbs that. So if you, on the flip side, listen to positive, upbeat, happy feeling, again, it doesn't have to be the words, or doesn't have to be words, but if you listen to upbeat songs and songs that make you feel good, or that are empowering and abundant, even like things are good, things are getting better, things are going my way, instead of the opposite, your subconscious also absorbs that messaging, and it starts to filter into your belief system. This is why people often associate certain songs with big moments in their lives, whether they were playing at the time or you have this emotional connection with that song. Music creates emotional anchors that we instantly recognize and instantly attach to. And what did I wrote here? Emotional anchors that the brain connects with these experiences. So, for example, one of mine, again, these are just everyday, but these are anchors, or this is songs and stuff and connections I'm sharing with you. Guns N' Roses song, "Sweet Child of Mine," instantly reminds me of my first serious boyfriend. He is the one who introduced me to Guns N' Roses. I was already into like the hairband music, but I do remember he is the one that introduced me, at least at that time, to Guns N' Roses. I don't remember being familiar with Guns N' Roses, or maybe the album had just come out, which is about the right time frame. But so I have this connection, and it's not a bad connection at all. It's a great anchor. It's a great memory. I always have that just awareness. It's not every time I hear the song, but there is just this connection that they have. Guns N' Roses, and especially "Sweet Child of Mine," I have the connection and the association of my first serious boyfriend, who was also one of those bad boy hairband type of guys. So that makes sense that he would have introduced me, or we would have Guns N' Roses in common. So tying music back to manifesting, because I do have some of that information to share with you as well. So by intentionally choosing music that matches the energy, the vibe, the feel of your dream life, you're programming that subconscious brain of yours to believe it's already yours. So think about the soundtrack, like I mentioned at the very beginning, that it really enhances the vibe and the feel. And when the messaging or what's happening in the music, in the movie or the show is aligned, it matches really well with the music, it amps up our feelings of it, right? It amps up the fear, it amps up the excitement, it amps up the sympathy, the sadness, the love, whatever it is. It has that amplifying power. And so it programs us, the more we listen to it, to really have that belief that it is already ours, because it starts to absorb into our subconscious. Using music in manifestation practices is a great way to intentionally feel and connect with the feeling that you want. And if you're just new to this, or you're just catching the podcast now, I talk about setting intentions based on how you want to feel. So you set the intention for how you want to feel, and then you do things, you take action, you make decisions, etc., that help you feel that way. And so by doing that, you're embodying and connecting with that feeling. And it can be done in so many different ways, in endless ways. And so doing this intentionally combined with music, with things like dancing, have a dance party. If you do dance like as a workout, you usually play upbeat or music that gets you going, keeps you motivated, keeps you moving. So pick songs that also make you feel good as well. So dancing, scripting, if you're not familiar with scripting, it is a journaling method where you write out whatever it is. It could be a specific thing. It could be an overall picture. It could be towards a goal, or the life, the experiences you want to be having, the version of you that is living those things and having those experiences. You write it out like a script of a TV show or the script of a movie or a play. So you're writing it in the present tense as if it's happened, as if it's happening, or you're relaying it to someone that it has already happened. And you write your journal. If you're journaling, you just journal that way. Like, for example, if you want to, what's a good example that maybe I don't use all the time? If you want to plan a vacation, or you have a dream trip, a dream location that you want to be visiting, or something, just choose something that you have on a vision board, or that you would put on a vision board if you don't have one. And write it out. Like, I planned this itinerary for this trip for so long, and now I'm living it. And the first stop on this vacation is, XYZ. This is the food the weather was like this. So all the details that would be included in a script, you write it out for yourself as if you're experiencing it, as if you're relaying it to someone, as if it's happened already. So it's present, or it's like present tense, or it has already happened and it's just fact. So that is a way you could play really um it could be upbeat, or it could be music of the area. If it's an area like, that has cultural music associated with it, you could play music of that area, of that region, of that country while you're scripting your vacation or your trip or the hotel you're staying at, the clothes you bought, anything at all. And then visualizing. A lot of times it's very challenging for people to say, like, to visualize, just sit quietly and visualize. Well, what if you played some music? Whether it's a traditional playlist, or you look up something like soft music or upbeat music, instrumental music that doesn't have words, that you can try to visualize to. A lot of times that helps because, again, it's connecting, the music and the sound waves are connecting with our subconscious mind. And so that might actually help the visualization, because the energy, the feel, the notes can inspire images and help you visualize. Even if you don't see actual pictures when you visualize, it can really help. So give it a try. You could also just try to doodle while you're listening to music. If your mind tends to wander, when you close your eyes, even if there's music going, you could try doodling or doing the scripting as a form of visualization as well. There is no one size fits all. So give all these different things a try. And so doing these things with music intensifies the emotions of it. The emotional intensity then strengthens the attraction of that thing that you are manifesting in your scripting or in your dancing. Have a dance party and just be celebrating how excited you are that you've manifested this thing ahead of time, before it's actually happened. Celebrate and be excited about it. So think of it, since I'm using this connection with movies and soundtracks, think of yourself as the main character in your movie. And so, what is your soundtrack that you're going to put to your movie? What is the soundtrack that's going to support this script that you're writing in your journaling practices, right? Think of yourself as that main character, and what songs would you like to have? And make sure that they match. You don't want to have, like we talked about earlier, you don't want to have like the downtrodden or the things don't go right be the overall theme. There might be moments in your script where we have our challenges. That's a part of good writing. So right, we have the challenges and the problem and the struggle, but that's not where it stays, right? And really, the music is much more exciting in the overcoming of that, or in the accomplishing of that. And it's also exciting at the beginning when we're having the idea, or when the quest, the adventure is about to begin. So those are much more um powerful, right? We have to have the struggle, and that happens innately. But then think about the soundtrack that you want to incorporate, to inspire you, to help you connect with the achieving of this goal, or the intentions, or anything, any dreams at all. So, examples of songs, I put here examples of songs with strong manifesting vibes. And I will tell you, this is going to be my spot where I share with you that I have put together a manifesting songs playlist. It's a totally free playlist for you. And I have packed it with songs that I feel are designed to help you feel like anything is possible, right? Because when we're manifesting and dreaming big and thinking of the things we want to be experiencing, the life we are creating on vision boards, uh, it is bigger than what we have now. It doesn't necessarily mean different. Like, bigger could simply, I'm going to stop. Not simply. Bigger could be an amplification or an up leveling of the things that are going fabulously in your life right now. So it doesn't always have to be that you're going from something bad to something good. It can be an up leveling, like more of the good shit that's going on in your life, right? Because I think it's also important to point out that there are times more than we realize, probably, where things are going great and things that we love or good things happen. And so wanting more of that, manifesting more of that is absolutely valid. It doesn't have to be going from like a terrible situation to a bad one. I think that's what we think of naturally or by default, but it is also, they can both coexist, being an amplifying of the things that are going well. So, like I said, my playlist, it's a manifesting songs playlist. Somewhere around here in the description or show notes or wherever you happen to be listening to or watching this, you will be able to get my playlist. And it's long. I don't personally do chintzy small playlists. I think it's at least 3 hours long. I mean, like, seriously, it's not short. It's at least a couple hours, if not close to three. I don't remember exactly, because I do add, I have added songs to it over time. So songs designed to help you feel like anything is possible. At least that's the way I see it. So I invite you to check it out. Like I said, it is my gift to you. And let me know what you think of it, or like what your favorite song is, or if it inspired you to create your own playlist. And so I've talked about how music does not have to have words, that it can connect with our emotions without having words. But I also want to include here that we can intentionally use song lyrics to help our manifesting as well. Because song lyrics can be used as affirmations, because what better thing to use than a song that you love and the words that help you feel empowered already? You don't have to necessarily create or come up with your own affirmations. You absolutely can. You can do both. But if you think about it, songs are naturally written affirmations a lot of the time. So find some song lyrics that really connect with you, that inspire you. Put those up, take a screenshot of the lyrics from a Spotify or whatever playlist where they show the lyrics. Take a screenshot of the song lyrics, make it your screensaver, or write them on a post-it note, or journal about them. That's something that I talk about often as well, using song lyrics as journal prompts and affirmations, because they already connect with you. You already love them for whatever reason. And they can be simple, like Twisted Sister, we're not going to take it anymore. That's a fabulous affirmation. I want to rock. It might not be specific to any one thing, but that can be used as an affirmation, right? So dig through, pay attention to song lyrics, and use a few, jot down a few that you can use as affirmations and as inspiration. So let's see what's up next. How to use music to shift your energy and visualize your dreams. Music as a manifesting tool. It's a little bit of a recap, but when you hear a song that embodies your dream life, not only does your subconscious absorb that, your energy shifts as well. It shifts and it matches that frequency that those sound waves are connecting with your subconscious, that your subconscious is connecting with. So if you have an upbeat music, your energy shifts. You start to dance around with it, or you sing with it, or you bop your head like I'm doing right now. If you happen to only be listening to this, if you want to watch me bop around, but like a silly fool, then you can check it out on the YouTube video or the Spotify video. But it shifts your energy. And so if you have a word, like I talked about earlier, of an intention of how you want to feel, then play songs, find music that helps you feel that way. You are shifting your energy by listening to songs and music on purpose that align with that energy. Um, and how, or not how, but music, how I talked about earlier, I have that emotional anchor, that anchor, like the Guns N' Roses song reminds me, or I have that connection with it being my first serious boyfriend. So how about intentionally using music to anchor to that feeling of already having it? And how do you do this? So, whatever it is you're manifesting, whatever your intention, feeling, word is, think about, think about, actually, I'm going to stick with having achieved or accomplished the thing that you're manifesting, your dream, your vision, your goal. And if you think about that, when you're, identify your dream or you set your intentions, it's like, how is it going to feel? And not would, but how is it going to feel when I accomplish this? Is it going to feel exhilarating? Is it going to feel a little bit scary, right? Achieving this goal. Is it going to feel empowered? Am I going to feel empowered? Am I going to feel brave? Am I going to feel successful? So find songs and music that help you feel those ways. And that starts to, again, amplify that reprogramming that it is already yours. And that's a key component of manifesting, right? If you've heard, you know, if you've if you've dived into manifestation at all, you may have heard that acting and believing as if it's already yours, knowing that it's already yours. The best way that I truly have found to do that is to connect with the feeling, because otherwise we tend to get into our head thinking about, at least from my experience, we get into our head like, oh, I think about, what it's going to do this, and I have to think about details, and I have to, or I am thinking about details. What is the feeling that you associate with achieving that thing? And then find music that supports that feeling. And so that, again, another layer where you're amplifying and solidifying that belief in your subconscious. Um, Tips for incorporating music into daily manifesting practices, or maybe making it a manifestation practices, is morning routines. If you've heard of the journaling practice morning pages, it's where you just write whatever comes to mind for 3 pages. It comes from The Artist's Way. And I wish I could think of the author's name. I never can pull it up straight out of my head. I know the book is called The Artist's Way, and the practice is called Morning Pages, and where you write 3 pages, stream of consciousness. It doesn't have to make sense. So you could incorporate, like I commented earlier, incorporate music into your journaling practice. You could do the visualizing and movement. It doesn't necessarily have to be a dance, like a dance party, like I mentioned before. You could do any type of movement, but have the music connecting with that feeling. So it could be yoga, it could be Pilates, it could be dance, it could be stretching, or even working out, like lifting weights at the gym. Any kind of movement, it is just a great accompaniment to that activity. I think it helps. And if nothing else, it helps you get through the workout, right? Because you have something else to focus on. So think about a moment when a song helped you embody your next level self, or helped you embody that something was possible, believe that something was possible. One of mine is the Bon Jovi song, It's My Life. And this is a song that is on my playlist, but because the lyrics go, it's now or it's my life, it's now or never. And so I have used those lyrics, and they have helped me do things in my life. Like, oh, it's now or never. Just go ahead and do the damn thing instead of being in your head about it. Right. And the more that I keep doing that, I keep attracting or continue attracting opportunities to do that, to continue to up level. And so it's now or never. I mean, that is a very simple thing to say and to fall back on in those moments where I'm feeling kind of wishy washy, or I'm wondering about, oh, which decision? Oh, should I wait? And yes, there are practical things to keep in mind, but also it's now or never. We're not guaranteed that we're going to have 6 months from now the perfect plan is going to fall into place between now and 6 months. So think about a song or some lyrics that helped you embody your next level self, or go find some that help you do that. So tying this manifesting concept and this music into seasonal living, because this is something that I also have found is a great benefit We are part of nature, even if you're not really aware of that, or if you had not thought about that before. And nature and has cycles. We have the seasons that we cycle through. So at the time that I'm recording this, it is late February, I don't know, 25th, somewhere in that neighborhood. Um, and so we're at the tail end of winter here in the Northern Hemisphere and heading towards spring. So, wintertime is a time for setting intentions. It aligns with the new moon phase of the lunar cycle as well, which is something I also talk about here. And so, winter aligns with setting intentions, and that's a time, if you're thinking seasonally, okay, how do I want to feel? And if you're listening to this at a time that's not winter, you can set an intention any damn time. This is simply an association. The winter phase of the lunar cycle is the new moon, and the new moon is when we set intentions. But we can set intentions, like I said, any damn day of the week, any day at all, any time of the day. So don't let that be the thing that holds you back. If you're hearing this and you're like, well, shit, I've missed winter. I have to wait till next winter. Absolutely not. It's just the cycle and the pattern, the flow, the rhythm of this process. So winter is for intention setting. And you can walk through this in like an hour. You can set intentions, decide on how you want to feel, kind of think what things might stand in my way, and how could I look at things differently? How could it be different? That is the lunar cycle in a nutshell, and you could do that in a matter of minutes. Just, it's a practice, it's a rhythm. You can do it from small scale to big macro scale, like the year that I'm talking about, using the year as a lunar cycle. So we're moving into spring here, and that's going to be the time to take action. So if we've set intentions, whenever it is that you set them, also identify actions, steps that you can take that help you feel that way. And when you do that, you invite and attract new opportunities, other actions, people, everything that supports that feeling and helps you get there faster or is a resource for you. You attract things that you didn't even realize that you wanted or that you needed or had no even awareness of, based on simply identifying how you want to feel and doing things that make you feel that way. Really, it's that simple. It's key, though, that you need to intentionally do it. So, um, creating a playlist, like I talked about, can also guide your daily decisions and keep you in alignment with that feeling, with that vibe. If you're having a moment where you're undecided or you're feeling down, you can put on the playlist and it can um, guide your daily decisions the more consistently that you listen to it. Or when you notice yourself feeling out of alignment with the feeling, put the playlist on and say, what can I do? What can I do right now? Ask yourself, what can I do right now to help me keep this feeling, to connect with this feeling even more once you've started playing the music that makes you feel that way. All right, that is the meat and potatoes of this episode. I also include a Rebel challenge here at the tail end of each episode. And this is simply an activity, a practice, something for you to do. Maybe, in the next week, in the next few days, now, whenever works for you. And you can keep these Rebel Challenge activities or practices in your toolbox to fall back on and revisit or try in the future, because life is a cycle. We will come up against the thoughts and the fears and the doubts again. We are simply building and developing the practice of how to navigate that. So your Rebel challenge, which is very corny to say, but if you choose to accept it, is to create a playlist for yourself. You can call it a manifesting playlist. If it's a playlist about how you want to be as a person, you could do what I do. I also have a personal playlist that I called Patty fucking Diaz, because that is like helps me be like step into that badassness, that badassery, that badass version of myself. So title it something that is appropriate and meaningful to you. And the challenge is to include at least 5 songs that align with the feeling, align with the energy that you want to connect with. Like I said, my playlist is long. Most of my playlists that I create are long, but that doesn't mean yours has to be. And you can always do like I do with my playlist, add to it from time to time when you come across another song or a new song that also aligns with it, right? It is a work in progress, just like you are. So, the challenge itself is to come up with or to create a playlist with at least 5 songs that align with how you want to feel and the that help you feel inspired and motivated and whatever word you're needing to help you take action and to help you connect with that version of you and start showing up as that version of you who's already living the life that you want. Uh, let's see. I wrote here choose songs that make you feel like your most confident, abundant, and unstoppable self. Again, if you have other words that resonate, plug those in. Use words that are in alignment with where you are in life and where and what you're manifesting, what it is you are creating in your life. And as you know, as a bonus, extra points, there really is no points. I don't know why I say points, but you can tag me, Patty Diaz Rebel Manifestor, and share a song from your playlist, or just let me know that you created your playlist, and I will definitely cheer you on. If you tag me, I will share the post or whatever it is that you tag to my stories. If you share it on your stories, as long as you tag me in the story, I can reshare that, and I will definitely do that and cheer you on and celebrate your success of creating that playlist. So, and if you create one that's longer, let me know that. Let me know that too. And you can, since it's my gift to you, you can get the playlist and choose some songs from there. There is nothing wrong with using other people's products or other people's things as inspiration to help you get started. We all start somewhere. And this is, if you can use my manifesting songs playlist as a tool to help you create your own playlist, then do it. I have learned about myself that if I have something that's pre-existing, it's easier for me to tweak it or make it my own than it is to start from scratch. So music is not such a hard thing for me because I love music and I kind of infuse it and incorporate it into pretty much all aspects of my life. So creating a playlist is actually fun for me. But if that's something that you feel is like, "Oh, I don't know what songs, I don't know what how I want to feel," just start and pick a few songs from mine, start listening to my playlist for a while, and then create your own. It doesn't have to be the same process to everyone. And if you're starting out by listening to my playlist, then tag me and let me know what your favorite song from my playlist is. I love them all. I put them on there. So I would love to know what your favorite is. So that's it. Manifesting with music, creating the soundtrack for your life that aligns with how you want to feel and that supports and embodies that life you want, the experiences you want, that next level, best self version of you. What is the music and the songs that align with that? Put those on your playlist. So, in a quick recap, music is a very powerful manifesting tool when you use it intentionally. It's amplified because I think it kind of does it by default if we just kind of listen to music we like anyway. But when you do it and incorporate it in other ways intentionally, it's just adding more layers and amplifying that. Do the Rebel Challenge and tag me again if you choose to accept the challenge. And in addition to the playlist, I do have other digital products. If you enjoy journaling or working with the lunar cycles, I have digital products that you can check out. They will be linked somewhere around here as well. And if you don't follow or subscribe, I invite you to do so that you get notified when I post new episodes. They do come out on Wednesdays. So, but if you follow or subscribe, you will get the notification letting you know. And then lastly, just live out loud, my friends. Stop playing small and living in the shadows. Take up space and live out loud like the Rebel Manifestor that you are. That's it for this week, friends. I will talk to you next week. Take care.